get started, quick review of Tcptraceroute as a testing tool or a connectivity testing tool. Surely you've heard of TCP, ICMP ping, regular old ping. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Great. Okay, so you hear people, and probably you've tried before to ping some host name or device, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So really, with network security these days, a lot of people will just flat out deny ping, which is really fine. It can help in certain circumstances where maybe you are trying to set up a VPN link and you really don't have the thing set up quite yet, so you're really trying to do a fundamental test of connectivity between the sites. But many networks will deny the ICMP ping packets. So for those of you who aren't familiar with different network protocols, when you talk about HTTP and things like that, that's not really talking about TCP. It usually, and I don't know when it wouldn't write over TCP, but HTTP is a higher level, like a level 7 type of an application. So TCP is one type of network protocol, type of transport protocol. And in fact, that's what it stands for, Transport Control Protocol. But there's also ICMP, and there's UDP, and there's others such as AH, ESP, and others. So ICMP really is blocked because most all it's there for is for the purpose of ping connectivity. Well, if it's blocked, or even if it isn't blocked, let's say you can get to the server or maybe network device in question, it doesn't really answer the question you're really wanting to know, which is probably, hey, is this website up? Or you're having some trouble connecting to the website or to the MySQL server or some other service that is listening on a TCP port. So maybe the next best thing to actually having the service work is checking the port itself. So let's just look at, say, ping www.uga.edu. Timeout. You don't really know why this is timing out. Is it timing out because the machine isn't there? But with kind of some history, you can kind of tell that this is more of a firewall type of a timeout. So I can't get to uga.edu's ICMP ping with ICMP ping. So this great tool, Tcptraceroute, will let me see about the port of www.uga.edu. And I happen to know, and many of you know, that port 80 is the default port for HTTP traffic, which is web traffic. So let's see what that returns. Ooh, look at that. So you've got to have root to do this. Great. So it's going to try to go, it's telling me all of the different hops, all the different routers and routers that we're going through to arrive at this website. So it first determines the IP address of the name, and then it figures out how to get there through my next hop, and then it's routed along the way. And every time it's routed, it is able to figure out and report back how long that took to get from my machine to that particular hop. So this is our network provider, 5 milliseconds, and then up to Georgia Tech, and then back down into the UGA network. And in 8 milliseconds, we're 8.8, we're there. And it tells me that the port is open for port 80. Cool. So how about port, say, 22? Can I get to SSH, which is 22 is the SSH port? So it's stalling out. So I'm guessing that what I'm learning here is that that port is not open. And I suspect that it'll continue to just, try and try for the next little while until it times out. It should come back pretty quickly. So they must be, maybe they're uploading their pages through WebDAV or something else. I know how they do it, but I won't. I'm just looking at the tools here. So somehow that is closed, at least from where I am. One thing to remember is you want to test it from a network place on the network that you expect this thing to work. Firewalls will prevent you oftentimes in the right places. So if I'm here in my office, which is a corporate office, I'm not going to be able to get to port 22. But if I were on UGA's campus, for example, they might let me into port 22. Or if I were on their VPN. So you got to test from a sensible location, or a location that you expect something to work. Or if you're, test it to be sure that it doesn't work where you don't want it to work, right? So here's FTP. I'm expecting the same thing. I'm getting, through several hops. I'm being routed that far. So I'm on UGA's network, but it's not getting past this router or this network device here. What about port 443? I'm expecting that I will get through there.
What is port 443? HTTPS.
Right, exactly. And then, so sometimes your DNS lookup, you don't really want it to spend the time. You may go through many more hops than I am going through right now, so you want it to be quicker. You can do a -n, I believe is the flag to say, don't look up names. Maybe it'll go through faster. See, a tad faster there. Anyways, as you can see, they are listening on HTTPS, and I should then expect for the web page to work. If it's not working, it's maybe that the Apache web server has just gone stupid, or some other application level problem. But I can get to that port, and that is that's all I have. Are there any questions about this?
Not from me. That's good.
Cool. Well, thanks for joining, and we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, later.